deep dive on this Vikings-Rams wildcard game.
Oh, yeah.
And, I know our listeners got a watch party coming up.
Yeah.
Wants to be the most informed fan in the room, right?
Of course.
So let's get into it. The Vikings heading into SoFi Stadium. There's the 5 seed rematch against the Rams. And, let's be honest, after that Detroit loss, kind of got a redemption vibe going on here, don't they?
I think you hit the nail on the head there. Yeah. They are heading to SoFi looking for, I guess you could say payback, right? Both for that Week 7 loss against the Rams,
right,
Andy, and that Week 18 stumble against the Lions.
Yeah.
That landed him in the wild card spot in the first place.
Yeah, let's talk about that Detroit game for a sec, because I know you're worried about Darnold's performance. 31-9, that's...
Woof.
Yeah, it's rough.
Yeah.
But what went wrong there?
Well, it wasn't just one thing, right? You look at the Lions defense, particularly Levi Onwuzurike.
Yeah.
He had Darnold rattled all game. 7 pressures.
Oh, wow.
That's just a recipe for disaster. And you look at the film, and Darnold's being forced to throw off balance, leading to all those incompletions.
So it wasn't all on Darnold then.
Right.
The Lions defense deserves some credit.
Absolutely. They deserve some credit. And then you flip it over, right? And you look at the other side of the ball, and you got Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah.
Unstoppable. He single-handedly outscored the Vikings, put up all 4 touchdowns for the Lions.
Wow.
And racking up 139 rushing yards.
That's nuts.
Oh, it's crazy.
Gibbs is obviously someone to watch out for.
Big time.
Especially if, the Vikings end up playing the Lions again, which, by the way...
Which they could.
They will if they win this game.
Exactly.
Okay.
The winner of this matchup goes on to face the Lions in the divisional round. They finished 15-2, number 1 seed in the NFC.
Yeah.
So that's a tough road ahead for either team. But before we get too far ahead of ourselves, let's focus on this immediate challenge, the Rams.
Right, the Rams, who not only beat the Vikings earlier this season, but they did it right there in SoFi Stadium.
That's right.
30-20. Not a blowout, but, definitely a statement win.
Yeah.
What did the Vikings got to do differently this time around?
Well, I think first and foremost, Darnold needs to find his rhythm, right?
Yep.
If the Rams bring that same pressure like the Lions did, the offensive line for the Vikings, they got to step up, give him time to throw.
That makes sense. But even with good protection, Darnold still has to make the throws.
Yeah.
Think he can bounce back from that Detroit game mentally?
That's a tough question.
Yeah.
Playoffs are a different beast. And Darnold's going up against his former team, the team that traded him.
Right, yeah.
So there's a lot of pressure there. But, he also has a chance here to prove them wrong.
Right.
To show everybody what he's capable of.
Yeah. So it could go either way.
Absolutely.
But even if Darnold plays well, he's still going up against a Rams defense that's got some serious talent.
They do.
I'm thinking specifically, their secondary.
Oh, yeah.
Those guys are tough.
They are. And they're getting healthier at the right time.
Oh, that's not good.
Cooper Kupp.
Right.
Puka Nacua.
Oh, yeah.
Both back from injury. This gives Matthew Stafford a lot of weapons to work with.
That's not good news for the Vikings.
No, not at all.
I know Justin Jefferson's a beast.
Oh, he is.
But can he really carry the whole offense on his shoulders?
It's a lot to ask of any receiver, even someone as talented as Justin Jefferson.
Right.
I think the Vikings are going to need a balanced attack.
Yeah.
Establish the run with Aaron Jones, utilize tight ends, get Darnold into a rhythm with those short passes.
Yeah.
They can't be one-dimensional.
Makes sense. And speaking of the running game, how do you see that matchup between Aaron Jones and the Rams, Kyren Williams? I know you're a fan of Williams' versatility.
Oh, I am. He's a dual-threat back, runs hard, catches passes, makes defenders miss in space.
Yeah.
But, you look at Aaron Jones, he's a workhorse. He can wear down a defense.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see which style prevails.
Yeah. I'm getting the sense that, this game kind of hinges on the Vikings' offense. If they can move the ball and put up some points, they got a chance.
Right.
But if they struggle like they did against Detroit.
Could be a long night.
Yeah.
You read the situation perfectly. The Vikings' defense is strong.
Yeah.
But even the best defenses can't win games on their own, right? The offense needs to contribute.
So we got a classic battle here.
Absolutely.
The Vikings offense looking to redeem themselves against a Rams defense that's finding its stride with its stars back.
Yeah.
But what's fascinating here is Kevin O'Connell, Vikings head coach. He used to be the Rams offensive coordinator.
Oh, that's right.
He knows their system inside and out.
He does. And that adds another layer of intrigue here, doesn't it?
Oh, for sure.
I mean, he might be able to anticipate some of the Rams' play calling, exploit some weaknesses. But on the flip side, Sean McVay,
right,
brilliant strategist, he's probably been planning for this rematch,
yeah,
knowing O'Connell's tendencies.
It's like like a chess match.
Oh, yeah.
Both coaches trying to outsmart the other.
I love it.
Yeah. I'm getting chills just thinking about it.
It's going to be good.
But before we get too carried away, let's take a closer look at the Rams offense. You mentioned Kupp and Nakua being back. But what else should we be watching for?
Well, Matthew Stafford's playoff experience is a major factor here.
Yeah.
He's led the Rams to a Super Bowl victory before.
Yeah.
And that poise under pressure is invaluable.
Yeah.
He may not have the strongest arm in the league, but he's incredibly accurate, and he knows how to dissect a defense.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
But even with Stafford's experience and a healthy receiving core, I mean, the Rams still need to they still need to establish the run, right? To keep the Vikings defense honest.
Absolutely. And that's where Kyren Williams becomes crucial.
Right.
If they can get him going early, it opens up the playbook for Stafford, and it'll keep that Vikings pass rush off balance.
I'm looking back at the source material here.
Okay.
And it mentions that the Rams finished the season strong.
They did, yeah.
Yeah. We talked about, their personnel getting healthy. But you think there's something more to it? Like, did they make any strategic changes that could give them an edge in this matchup?
They definitely, they seem to have found their groove on defense.
Okay.
Especially in the latter half of the season, generating more turnovers, putting more pressure on quarterbacks.
Yeah.
I think they've made some subtle adjustments to their scheme, and the players are executing at a high level.
So it sounds like the Vikings offense is, they're going to have their work cut out for them.
They will.
They're facing a Rams team that's firing on all cylinders, both offensively and defensively.
It's a tough challenge, no doubt about it. But, let's not forget the Vikings have their own weapons.
Right.
Justin Jefferson's one of the most talented receivers in the league. And if he can find some space against that Rams secondary, he can change the game in an instant.
Yeah, true. But, he can't do it alone.
Right.
Darnold needs to step up and make the throws.
Absolutely.
And the offensive line's got to protect him. It's a team effort.
Exactly.
And don't underestimate the coaching factor either.
Oh,
right?
I know you can't.
Kevin O'Connell facing his former team.
Yeah.
He might have some tricks up his sleeve. He knows the Rams personnel, their tendencies. It'll be fascinating to see how that plays out.
For sure. It adds a whole other layer of drama to this game, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
The student versus teacher element, right? The potential for O'Connell to outsmart his former mentor,
right,
Sean McVay.
Yeah, love it.
It's a classic narrative.
Yeah.
And you have to wonder, if the Vikings do pull off the upset, how satisfying would it be for O'Connell to get that win?
Well, incredible.
Against the team that let him go.
Yeah, but let's not get ahead of ourselves.
That's not.
They got to win this game first. And remember, even if they do beat the Rams, they're going to be facing that juggernaut Lions team in the divisional round.
That's right. That's the ultimate test.
Yeah.
But for now, let's focus on this wild card matchup.
Right.
It's going to be a battle, that's for sure.
So to recap for our listener who's prepping for their watch party, we got a rematch with revenge on the line.
Yes.
A clash of styles. Fascinating coaching dynamic.
For sure.
And the looming threat of the Lions in the next round.
Absolutely.
What else could you ask for in a playoff game?
It's going to be a wild ride, and we'll be right here to break it all down afterwards. Get ready for the ride and enjoy the show.
Because this is just the beginning, and as we always say on The Deep Dive,
let the games begin.